Alright, this video I'm going to talk about where are my group classes. Just waking up in the middle of the morning thinking about this and the challenges that I've been going through trying to build this martial arts school for the last 15 years. And now, we're hitting a situation where there's pressure coming from the outside, forcing us to pay more for rent and all those things and the challenges associated with that. There was a time when YouTube was doing really well and paying very well, maybe 8 years long, but then for the last 5 years or so, it hasn't been paying much of anything. So that's why you don't see me on YouTube, because it's not paying anything. Like literally making less, like only like maybe $150 a month or something, which is not, it's not gonna help much of anything. So why keep putting time into something that's not paying you money? And that's, as you see, the channel, there's no energy in it. Only recently has there been energy put into it because of what I've been going through, with the rent increase and all those things, and just basically kind of reaching out to the public to try to get some help. And it did help. But as far as monetary is concerned, it's not help. There's no help. From advertising and all that stuff, there's just too much competition on YouTube, with too many channels, too many people posting, and it's hard to get attention on there. So as you see, the drawback from YouTube has been happening for many years, and my passion to be out there in the public had just dimmed, almost to the point where it just almost closes out. But there's just like a little flame left that is just still like this light that can grow, but it's just not strong. So that's kind of what's going on with YouTube. Like I said, a lot of it is about the money because that's what pays the rent, and you can't really have a school without paying the rent. So regardless of how passionate I am about martial arts, in the end of the day, you still need to make money to pay the bills, to turn on the lights and things like that. So I took my energy away from the YouTube and put it into the school. I've always, when I opened the school, I've always wanted to build up a strong school, have many students. I wish, it was always one of my dreams when I opened the school to have like, it doesn't have to be like thousands of students, but even just 50 students would be great, just like, like in a class where it's like, where you consistently have people there training, and it's always been a struggle to get there. But I've always wanted to push for that, and then through time, when the COVID hit, it really got me to abandon the idea of having large classes and to focus primarily on private lessons. And essentially at this phase of where the school's at, that's what has been the most sustainable part of the school, is the private lessons. That's what keeps everything growing and moving and sustainable. It's not from the YouTube, it's not from the group classes, it's not from, definitely not from the kids classes. It is from the private lessons. In the past, when the YouTube was doing well, it was because of the kids classes that made it explode. But that time is long gone. So now the kids classes are not doing well at all. There's only like just a few kids that have joined, and the group classes, it wasn't doing well until just recently, maybe just like the last 2 months ago, when they started to push this rent increase. All of a sudden, a few people joined, and the few people that did join, like the most recent ones, they have a lot of potential, not just in their physical ability, but also in their enthusiasm and just commitment and dedication thus far. And I can see potential in growth because of them. But without them, it felt like it's just continually dying, the classes. And really, what the pressure is right now is like to grow beyond myself and my own efforts. Because one of the most frustrating things that's been happening through the 15 years being here is that the people that I've been training for 10 years, 8 years, or whatnot, none of them market and promote. None of them. Like, imagine being, having students that's been there for like 10 years or longer, and they don't even bring one student in 10 years. Not even one. And that's the thing that's been very frustrating, is that when you don't even have your own students marketing and promoting or helping to grow the school, then it gets to this point where it's like, then what's the point of group classes? I'm tired of it. Just like, if you guys don't put the effort to grow the school, then in my mind it's like, then F it. Then I don't need to push for this, especially if you're gonna make me, if I'm gonna be put in a position where I gotta pay premium dollar per square foot for the space that I have, then why would I even bother pushing for classes all by myself? Nobody else cares. And I think that some of these students don't realize, like the thing that you need to do to keep this thing going and growing is that you need to put the effort to keep it grow, to make it grow. Like, well, this is not a one-man show where one person does everything. That's only gonna last for so long. And when you get this outside pressure with people increasing your rent like the way that they are, it's getting to the boiling point where it's like, you know what? I don't want to deal with these group classes. I don't want to deal with these kids classes, and if the YouTube's not paying me, then I don't want to deal with that either. It's like you get to that point where you're just so fed up with it all that you just don't want to do it anymore. And it gets to the point where it's just so much burden on yourself through all these years of people not helping to grow something that they should be thankful to be in existence. But if you're not putting your own effort to grow it, then like I'm only gonna do so much before I'm just like, you know what? I call it quits on all that. No more group classes, no more kids classes, no more YouTube. It's just gonna be private lessons. And the line dances have been doing well, and that's what really helps as well to keep us afloat. Um, when Chinese New Year's comes around, we get like a lot of inquiries and a lot of people hiring us for that. So we got the line dances, and we got those continuous supporters of the privates. The privates is like where it's really at, because they really appreciate the training. They pay well for the training. They come on time, and they work hard. It's just that it's a private lesson, and I'm not gonna be throwing them up onto the public on YouTube and all these things, and putting them out there like that, exposing them or whatnot. It's a private relationship that I have with the people, and I can feel the appreciation, the gratitude, the respect. But with the kids classes, with the group classes, I don't feel that. People that might have even been with me for a long time, they don't show up on time. They're constantly canceling. Like they don't take the training seriously. They don't pay that well, and it's just like, you know what, like I'm fed up with it, you know. So it's like I need the other people that actually care about the school to step up and do something, and like be an example, and to market and to promote, to bring their friends in, their family in, to bring in, to to be proud of being a part of this thing and to help grow it. That's what I need to happen, you know. Otherwise, they keep making me trying to pay more money for more space. Well, I'm saying I don't need all this space. I barely have any students. It's like you walk into, somewhere, and you're training for 2 hours, 3 hours, and you got one or two students, and that's it. I mean, it's only gonna it's it through time. It's just gonna wear you down. You just be like, you know what, like, forget this. Give me half the space. I don't need all that space. Just give me half a space. Give me one little small room. Let me just do my private lessons and call it a day. I don't need to have these group classes. I don't need to have these kids classes. I don't need, you know, to be on YouTube. Like none of it is paying. It's like not paying well enough. And it gets very frustrating. It's like if I help you, you're supposed to help. You're supposed to help the school. Like I charge you not that much money. I train you hard. I train you well. You're supposed to give back by finding the next person to join so the school could actually grow. But what's happening is I'm giving away all this training, all these hours of my time, and then nobody's helping this school grow. Nobody. Like they're not promoting, they're not marketing, and it's just like, yo, like. But then you got these other people who pay for private lessons that pay really well, and they show up on time. They appreciate the teachings. And then the people that barely pay anything, they don't show up on time. They're constantly canceling. They don't promote. They don't care. It's just like what's going on here? Like 15 years of frustration, and now you got this outside pressure coming from the outside. Hey, pay more money for rent. And then they think that I'm making money. They think I'm making a lot of money because, oh, look at how many subscribers you got, whatever. Like that has. Look at the income. Like the income that's coming in from YouTube is like nothing. Damn the subscribers. Look at the income. And then the classes. There are no classes. There's like barely anybody that shows up. So it's like, where's the money coming from to pay this higher rent? It's coming from the private students, but I don't need all this space to train these people one on one. I could operate the school with 1/4 of the space and still make good money because it's not the space that I need. The extra space, I don't need all that. I just need this little space to train this one person, and I'm good. And really, that's kind of what Kung Fu has come to, or usually it's always been. It's like you don't see Kung Fu schools out there because it's so hard to survive, you know, to make ends meet, as a Kung Fu instructor. Like I said, like the lion dances help us a lot, you know, um, but that has nothing to do with having a big school or paying all this money per month for rent. This damn near like my second job to make ends meet in order to keep this thing alive. But once again, one thing, I know how to train people in Kung Fu, but it ain't my thing. It ain't my specialty to teach people how to market and promote. That's not my specialty. And that's one of the downfalls that's happened through these years. You train these people to get to a high level in what they do, but then none of them market and promote. And it's just like, it's just so aggravating, so frustrating that it's like, you know what, I'm done. But like I said, the new energy that just recently come in, there's hope, but like there's hope, but at the same time, like the pressure that's coming from these landlords raising my rent, for me, I'm not gonna really like it's not really gonna be like that much pressure coming from me. It's just gonna be more like, yo, like if y'all don't do the work, then these classes are just gonna be gone. And if y'all okay with that, then it is what it is. Because honestly, with teaching kids, I'm not here to teach kids. I'm here to teach people that are ready to learn, to go to the higher levels of the training. Not like people that are disrespectful, not people that don't care, not people that don't listen, not people that are just entitled. Like that goes for kids and adults. Like I'm just tired of it all. Like I'm not training in martial arts for my entire life to be dealing with people that don't appreciate what I have to offer. It's like if you don't appreciate what I have to offer, then you could leave. I mean, I don't need your support. I don't need your money. Just leave. I mean, that's basically where I'm at. I'm frustrated, you know, um, dealing with certain types of energy that is not like even close to being ready for the what I have to offer, you know, and this this is a time when people need to step up. People that actually care, they need to step up because I took it this far for this long, and I'm burnt out. I'm sick and tired of doing everything on my own, and um, I can be content with less space. I could be content with owning less things. I could be content with just doing privates and just forgetting about all the group, forgetting all about the kids classes, forgetting about, you know, the whole YouTube or the whole social media. I don't need to be on it. I don't need to do any of that. Like, so if the people care and they want to get into a class where they can meet people and develop a community, make friendships, and have different people to spar with and connect with and hang out with. This ain't for me. This is for y'all. If y'all care about it, then make it grow. But don't put it all on me when I don't care to be hanging out with people. I don't need to be sparring with people. I already know how to fight. I don't need to be doing all this stuff. I'm trying to I want like I did want this as far as like a bigger school, but the work to put into finding all these students when with your own effort, it is completely drained me, and it sucked the life out of me to the point where I'm fed up. So this transition right now and what I'm gonna do within these next 3 months is gonna set the new tone, the new energy, the rebirth for where this school is going to be or where it's supposed to be. Because in the end of the day, if I need to shut down the school completely and just not even have a school and just train in my own, um, at my own home, training people outside, then so be it. I know that this kung fu is gonna be in me forever, and I'm gonna make sure that it's in my kids as well. Um, but as far as like trying to teach this discipline to the public. Um, I see it happening for sure on a private level, on a one-on-one. But as far as a group level is concerned, I don't know if the people are built out for this stuff, honestly. I really don't. But um, it's just a message to the people that do train with me. You do care, then you gotta put in that effort to make this thing grow. And if you don't, then that's how businesses shut down. That's why businesses shut down. That's why people get laid off. Um, and that's why opportunities aren't there. Like, it sucks to say it, but if kung fu training comes out to $100 an hour and that's the only option, it is what it is. Like, there are no classes that you could take for 50 an hour or 25 an hour or 15 an hour or 10 an hour or 5. I think people's mentality has been just so jacked up with these subscriptions of like, oh, unlimited Netflix for $7 a month, and then people be like, oh, that's too much money, and then, oh, let's go to Planet Fitness for $10 a month. Oh, so that's all you care about, your health. Your health is worth $10 a month. That's it. But then you want to spend $200 a month on cigarettes or something, or you want to spend $500 a month on alcohol and $600 a month on junk food, but you want to spend $10 a month for your health. I think it's like people's mentality when they think that way. I can't deal with it. It's like there's no way I'm be charging $10 a month to come to a class for kung fu. It's like you keep going lower and lower and lower, and then there's just nowhere else to go. Like, it's like, you know what? I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna keep going higher and higher, and if I just price myself out, then it is what it is. It's like I'd rather train one person for like $100 an hour than looking for 10 people to pay $10 an hour, and then dealing with all this people coming and going and people not caring and just not showing up, and I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of it. But like I said, what makes a school is not just one person. It's supposed to be a group of people that care, that all put effort to help the school get to the next level. And I need the people to step up. If they don't step up, then everything is just gonna shut down, and it is what it is, And it is what it is. But despite saying that, all that, the future, you know, we'll see what ends up happening with the whole rent situation and what I actually end up paying per month. Um, but there always is the hope of maybe the classes can explode. Maybe the YouTube can explode. There always is that hope, especially when it's happened with the YouTube in the past. It's never happened with the classes. So that time is yet to come. But it can come. But the right people have to be involved. The right people have to join. The right energy has to be a part of the school. And like I said, the new energy that recently has come through, that might be what it is. Or the development of my kids and their ability to market and promote and develop themselves to be confident and capable and sharing that energy with people. It could be part of that new energy that potentially can take it to the next level. But it's someone like myself, it's like um no company can ever be successful with just one person alone. There always needs to be other people that help in order for it to truly grow to the next level. And that's just the reality of what it is. And sometimes operating independently, independent contractor, it's gonna be a lot less headaches and struggles. But if people don't care about the school, then hey, then maybe there's no school. Maybe it's just private, just everything private, just like the COVID era. But yes, another video of the frustrations of what it takes to build a school, the challenges. But we will see. We will see what will happen in the future. We will see. But everybody needs that little push, and maybe it was necessary from the outside push with the threat of a rent increase that is pushing me to come back on YouTube, that is pushing me, to be honest, to let everybody know what is going on and what is actually needed. I think there's a misconception that, everything is fine. Oh, he's successful because, look at how many subscribers he has. Oh, look at what he owns. Look at this, look at that. But I told you where that success is from. It is from the privates, and it is from the line dances. It is not from the YouTube. It is not from the classes. It is not from the kids' classes. That part of the school needs a lot of help. It needs a lot of work, and it's not a one-man show. So the pressure is on for the people that actually care to step up and do something. And if they don't do that, then I am at that boiling point where it's just gonna just cut off that part and just don't even deal with it. It's even like similar to the wooden dummy. Like, if nobody cares to learn this thing, then we don't need it. I can just throw it in the trash. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm all about efficiency. I'm all about what works. I'm all about what makes sense. I'm not gonna be paying all this money for all this space that I'm not using. Like, I will cut off the space with absolutely no problem. And I will focus on privates if that's just what it is. Like, these classes, you do something for 15 years and it still doesn't work, you end up coming to the point where it's like, you know what, just forget it. Like, let's just get rid of it. Let's just do something else. The only way that this can work is everybody that is a part of this thing, that cares about this thing, you better put the effort to grow this thing. And if you don't, then forget it. That's the point that I'm being pushed at right now. So hopefully this message reaches out to the right people for them to make some effort if they actually care. But if they don't, then I'm just gonna go with the flow.